Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tel Cockerel. It's Jose here. It's Monday, the 2nd of September, and today's show is the Week 3 predictions and post-match Newcastle review. The Week 3 predictions, and it's an update of the Fantasy Premier League, Predict the Prem, and Prediction Fridays that we do. I hope that each and every one of you is doing really well today on this Monday, and I wish you all a happy and healthy day in whatever you've done, whatever you're going to do, and whatever you're thinking about doing. Just before coming on, obviously I've been working today, and just before coming on, I thought, let me go and have a quick look at the television quickly. And I went and looked at the television. I've got Sky Sports on, and I've gone and had a quick look, and you couldn't make it out, could you? In the Europa League, we got Galatasaray. Who's just gone to Galatasaray, or apparently is moving to Galatasaray on loan for the season? Victor bloody Osimhen. How the mighty have fallen. Victor Osimhen, who people were telling me, £120 million, £130 million, people will buy this player. He's this, he's that, he's the other. And I've always said, I don't rate Osimhen, and I still don't rate Osimhen. Osimhen didn't get that move to any of the clubs. Now, whether it was because Napoli felt that his worth was, I don't know, 100 odd million, or whether it was the clubs that weren't prepared to pay the astronomical money that they were looking for. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just kind of weird that Osimhen is going to Galatasaray. Osimhen to Galatasaray. And if he was that good, right? I mean, obviously the player doesn't want to play for the club anymore either, does he? But you've bought Lukaku into the team from Chelsea, and you've got rid of Victor Osimhen. Now, if Osimhen says that he doesn't want to play with the club and he doesn't want to sign a new contract, then obviously you've got to let him go somewhere, haven't you? But even the Saudis haven't taken him because the Saudi window closes today, and obviously we've had the other news that came out this morning that the Saudis bid 35 million for Leandro Trossard, and I think Arsenal have rejected that offer. So we may have talked about transfers on Friday. Well, it's not us, but our transfer window closed on Friday here in England, but stuff is still going on out there in the world at the moment. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's just kind of weird. As I said, I've been working all day. I thought I'd have a quick butcher's, and I did. And I saw that news, and I thought, okay, it can only happen to us. So, Mickey van der Ven, and if he bucks up his ideas, Christian Romero will have to deal with Victor Osimhen. So it's not bad enough that we had to deal with Davinson Sanchez, Serge Aurier, and any of the other Tottenham players that have gone to that club. But now we have to put up with Victor Osimhen as well. Anyway, that's just a bit of news that you can use, or it's a bit of news that you can lose. But that's exactly what I've just seen. Let me say hello to a few people in the chat and see where we are. We've got Just a Harmless Potato. Good afternoon. Says hello. Good afternoon, Senor Jose. And chat. Good afternoon, mate. Ryan G says afternoon, Jose in chat. Just a Harmless Potato. You need to get involved, man. I'd love to see you enter the predictions because you're here. You're always around when it's on, but you never seem to enter any predictions. Enter them. It's all good fun. The more, the merrier. Mr. Clark is here. Says hi. Hope everyone is in the chat as well. Mr. Clark, who now has a membership. Yep, I think you were gifted your membership. Oh, I've got to remember who it was now. I think it was Peter. I think Peter Kagayas gifted you your membership on probably Saturday, if I remember rightly. I think it was the members show that I did. I think it was Saturday that you were gifted it, David. You'll know because you'll know when you received it. But if it is Saturday, then my feeling is that you got that gifted from Peter Kagayas. Drula is here saying afternoon, Jose in the chat. Good afternoon, Drula. I hope you're well. just a bit of housekeeping, and I might remind people all day on the housekeeping, is that, yeah, you know, I do this for the love of it, but it's really nice and appreciated if people do hit the like button. It helps the stream, and honestly, leaving comments after the stream as well helps as well, because it means I can then respond to them and it gets you up the algorithm. The WizKid is here. Hi, good afternoon. Lee says big up Josie and the chat. Yeah, you nearly got it right. You've put an I in there, but it's fine. Destiny 5, I've seen you in another channel today, Destiny. How are you, sir? I hope you're well. Daniel Coys is here saying big up. Mr. Shear, who I had the pleasure of speaking to this morning, my morning, about 6 hours ago. I called David and had a nice hour chat with him. It's fantastic to catch up with David. Finn Rickwood is here. Good afternoon, Finn. I hope you are well, sir. Says big up Jose and everyone in the chat. Finn's another one. If you're around on a Friday, enter the predictions. The more, the merrier. Just a harmless potato says that agent Antonio is on the job. This is all referring to Victor Osimhen. Lee Smithy Smith, Senor Jose, I got my North London Derby ticket today, so I'll see you there, you rascal. If I believe I have a ticket for both. I believe that I've got a ticket for the North London Derby and for Brentford for the next 2 home games. And if that's the case, that means that I've gone to the first 3 home games this season. Mark Cousins, the Sheriff. Jose, big up, sir. I am 3rd on the online predictions, and I am up for Manager of the Month. Destiny 5 says, Osimhen is another bumbling Lukaku. I don't rate him either. Quez Ali is here saying, hi, y'all. Good afternoon to you, Quez. Daniel Coys says, where's Daniel Coys? Daniel Coys, yeah, great one. Conte replaces Osimhen with someone whose first touch is even more crap in Lukaku. Conte is a fraud watch this season. We've got Peter. Peter is here saying, hi all, 105 in Melbourne. Peter, I need to find out from you what your days off are, and are they the same every week, your days off? And also, Peter, I need to find out what is the best time for you if it's not on your days off, because I want to do a members show. And I spoke to David about this morning, and I spoke to Tigara and David about this after Saturday's members show. And I want to do a members show when I know that you're going to be around, because when I did the members show on Saturday, you were working and you weren't around. So I want to do a members show when you're going to be around, so you can then make an appearance, because you do a lot for this channel. So I want to make sure that you get the opportunity to appear. So please message me here. You can either message me on here, or if you want on my channel, there's a email. If you email me and you provide me your phone number, then I can message you and I can be in contact with you. Because as I said, you're a great supporter of the channel. Got people saying hello to each other. Peter says, brother from down under. And I know that this is something that goes on with the Aussie boys, because David told me this morning. Finn says the Osimhen deal is a very surprising, even on loan. Well, as I said, they were talking about 100 plus for him. No one bid, no one wanted him. Now you got the Saudis had a 67.3 mil bid. That's way off 120 million that Napoli were talking about at the start of the season. But then that hasn't gone through, and now it looks like. I mean, I don't know. It's been finalised because I don't know when the Turkish league closes, but I know the Saudi league closes tonight. Its transfer window closes tonight. So yeah, it was surprising. It caught me on the hop. Yeah, do like Finn says, smash them likes. Eugene is here. Hi everyone, big up, Levy out. Hi Eugene. I hope you are well too, sir. David Clark is thanking Peter. Much appreciated. He's done it again. Look, Peter has gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Peter, for your kindness. They have gone to Howard Ailes, the Mum Overlord, Mikey Romero, Sports Lover, and Indian Scouser. So if you've received them and you're in the chat, please thank Peter. He says, big up Jose. Mikey Romero, who's out in New York. Nice to see you, Mikey. It's good morning to you, sir. I hope you are well. Look, you got Stacy. Stacy's come in and said, oh, thanks for the membership. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, the membership was given to you by Peter Kagayas. Mikey Romero is also thanking Peter because he just got one from Peter as well. So thanking you very much, Peter. Lee Smithy Smith says, I'm window shopping in Amsterdam when we play Brentford, so I might miss that one. Fair enough, mate. As I said, I've been told that I've got tickets for both, so I'll have to wait. But if I have got tickets for both, then I surely will be at both games. Then you've got what she said. Be careful, window shopping, Smithy. My brother got chased. Destiny says the Turkish league stays open for a couple of weeks after us to steal all the barrel scrapers. Well, we're saying that, but who knows if Region may well go that way. We don't know. Region may go that way, so we'll have to wait and see. Who else we got here? We've got people saying they know each other. Yeah. Finn says, I'm worried for the North London derby, but let's hope for the best. Do you know what? I did a show yesterday for people that some of you saw that I was on. I went on Early Doors Football. You all know Tony from Early Doors Football, West Ham fan. I went on there yesterday. I was invited, and I went on a show and did a show last night with Jez, who's an Arsenal fan, Hot Fuzz, who's Man United, Anthony Herbert, who's Arsenal as well, and you also got Tony's West Ham, and the Arsenal boys are not looking forward to the North London derby. Rice or no Rice, you can see it they talked about it last night. Rice or no Rice, they said it's a really difficult game going to play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and that they weren't looking forward to it. And now with no Rice as well, they were like scratching their heads and saying to themselves last night, well, what will Arteta choose? Who will he choose to play in the midfield three now? You know, and they've all said that they think it's going to be a hard game. So, you know, at the end of the day, I support my team, and because I support my team, I'm so looking forward to the match. I am so looking forward to the match myself. I look forward to Tottenham when they play every single game. It doesn't matter who we're playing. I look forward to it. Daniel Coy says, let me see if I can bring these up. There we go. In reality, the performance have been decent, but it's the results business we live in. And if we're sitting with 4 points after 4 games, one of our recent worst starts to the league, he will be in pressure. I understand that, Daniel. Totally appreciate it. Sorry, I had to jump off yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? It must have been, it was yesterday. You came on, but as you came on, I had to jump off. I had to go and run some errands for the missus. So I'm sorry I didn't hear what your comments were because I had to shoot. But I understand what you're coming from. But for me, I'll say it, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. To me, I feel that for the first 3 games this season, the football we've played and the chances that we have created, right, we look far better the first 3 games, and we've already been beaten once. The first 3 games this season, we've looked far better than what we did the first 3 games of last season, and we were unbeaten. So, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. The other thing that I've also said is that for me, there's no point people saying that the Premiership is the hardest league in the world or the best league in the world, and it's the hardest league in the world, and you've got to play everybody, and the teams are hard to play against. And then at the end of the day, once you've said that, if you then get beaten by someone or you don't beat someone, to then turn around and say, but you know what? We're shit because we couldn't beat, not just Tottenham fans, any fan. Oh, we're shit because we couldn't beat that team, or we're shit because we got beaten. And you know, at the end of the day, look at it for what it is. This is a hard league. To get 3 points absolutely against anybody in this league is going to be a drag for anyone. To win a game of football in this league is going to be hard for every team. So don't be fooled by it. I'm not. And, you know, the season's a long one. We're only 3 games in. Mikey Romero says, we need to finish our dinner. We are playing really well, but playing really well doesn't get the results. David says, it's 4 after 3, Daniel. Geez, I'm glad I concentrate on one game at a time. Destiny says, I do admire your always positive outlook, Jose. Guess I'm just too emotional when it comes to Spurs sometimes. In all honesty, mate, and you'd hear me say this all the time, right? Okay, I'm a bit older than quite a few people, and there's some people here that might be slightly older than myself, and obviously we have seen Spurs win things. I'm not going to die. We've probably seen Spurs win things where some of the younger brigade haven't seen as much as what I've seen, and possibly not as much as what people like Adrian and David Clark have seen, because I know that them two are slightly older than me. But regardless of that, I support my team regardless. When we had bloody what was that manager? The manager from the underground. The Swiss manager that we had, little fella that looked like he looked like Daniel Levy to me, but the Swiss fella we had, Christian Gross, right? I supported the team even when we had Christian Gross as manager. You know, at the end of the day, I supported the team when we had David Pleat as manager. So at the end of the day, it's about supporting your team, regardless of who's there, and that support your team. And I do. And the other thing for me, Destiny, is that I can separate the football from the my real life. You know, at the end of the day, I have a family, I've got a job. You know, and at the end of the day, if Tottenham lose, that hasn't destroyed the whole of my weekend. It doesn't destroy the whole of my week. You know, I just look at it, okay, dust myself down, get onto it, go to the next game. So I don't get as invested in a sense. Doesn't mean I don't support Tottenham. It's just I don't let it get me down. You reach an age and you don't let it get you down, and I don't. So that's possibly like that. We've got Angus here. Says, Buenas tardes, José. Todo bien? Yeah, todo bien here, Angus. Am I allowed to be here with a laughing face? No, of course you're allowed to be here, mate. You know the score. Uh, Finn Rickwood. But if we do win, it can really kickstart our season. Yeah, I mean, the season's only 3 games on, man. 3 games on. So, you know, we've got quite a few games to play. Um, you know, I listen, watching the game yesterday, I think you'll all agree, and if you don't agree, then we've all watched a different game. If we have a striker, i.e., if Solanke plays yesterday, even if Richarlison plays yesterday, but Solanke to more of an effect because Solanke is more of the style of player that can play this system. Not saying that Richie can't, but if Solanke plays yesterday, we win that game, right? In all probability, and I'm going to say in all probability, if Richarlison plays that game, we win that match. So at the end of the day, you know, it's unfortunate. And I was speaking to David about this morning, and I said, you know, sod's law. I've always wanted at Tottenham to have 2 number 9s. If we're only going to play 1 number 9, I've always wanted to have 2, because I want to make sure that you know that you can rotate or that they provide competition for each other. And we get that, and then we've got Lancashire that has to learn off them all. We get that, and what happens? We lose all 3 of them to injury. It's just sod's law. So yeah, we'll have to see. Mikey Romero says we just need our attack to pull the ball in the back of the net. Exactly what I said. Ryan G is saying afternoon to everyone. Smithy is damn right, Jose. And if we win the North London Derby, which we will, it's going to be madness. You'll love it. I've been to North London derbies before, believe it or not, Smithy, but just at the White Hart Lane Stadium and Highbury. I've never been to the Effeminates, but I've been to the North London Derby at Highbury as well. Daniel Coyes, I'm back in hands, but I know for a fact Levy won't change. If Ange starts off a season badly, he's under pressure. It's simple. Levy won't change his spots. What else we got here? We got David Clark. DC says, as from next week, I will have 2 teams to cry over: Spurs and the Washington Commanders, who I've followed since 1970. Yeah, NFL's back. NFL's back for those that watch it. Colin Blackshaw says, good afternoon, Jose. I hope you're well. I am, mate. I am. Mikey Romero says, I am a fan from the States, so I really am not caught up in the Levy out business. I love this club and want them doing well, no matter who's in charge. Destiny, is he saying? Yeah. Tottenham losing ruins my whole week. Fair enough, Destiny. Everyone, also for coursing, of course, everyone's different. Ryan G for him as well. Look, when we lose, it destroys my weekend, which is most weeks. Angus is saying, I don't think you'll win, but it will be a tough game. I think we'll be far too strong for you. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But as I said, the game's in 2 weeks. We'll wait and see. Good afternoon, Adrian. Adrian is here. Adrian had a show last night, which I missed because I was on another show. And Adrian, I saw your comment, and I think you believe that you've done really well last night. So well done to you and your channel. Mr. Belcher, Tottenham lose, so what? I've been there so many times in 60 years, like 60 years ago. I'm loving the style of play. Fair play. That's fair comment. Scott M is here, and he says, I don't think there's any reason to think we win with Solanke or Richie. Fair enough. I'm not sure whether everybody shares your opinion, Scott, because, for me, the one thing we were missing was a 9. And Solanke plays, we score goals. We put goals away. That's my opinion for yesterday. Then we've got Finn. Says, I agree we get a point minimum of one of the top 2 up front, but defensively still concerns me. And we've got a Niners fan. Eugene is a Niners fan. And then you've got Ronnie, who says, Ronnie says, hi, Jose, in the chat. And Finn saying, big up to everyone in the chat. So we are at that point where I said hello to everyone, and it's time to find out what people did this week. You've got people saying hello to Finn and hello to Ronnie. Right. This week we have got, I'm going to start with the fantasy. So good afternoon, Scott Hyams here. Good afternoon, mate. So I'm going to start with the fantasy. And what I will say is in all 3 competitions this week, we have 3 different leaders. So it's not the same people that are leading in all the competitions. There are some of you out there who gave it Billy big BBs, yeah, saying that you were going to destroy the field, you're going to win this, you're going to win that. And some of the people that had given it all the piping are not faring well, i.e., are not even in the top 3 in each of the competitions. So, without further ado, the fantasy football competition is as such. Now, if you'll find that on the community page for the fantasy football competition, you'll find that Nate, who's one of our members, he does a show. He does a write-up every week, and he has done the write-up for game week 3. But the leader in Fantasy Premier League is Cy Dancer. Cy Dancer is top with 240 points. But he was closed down this week by mad as a hatter David Powell, got 85 points. And Adrian Chia, who led after the first week, Adrian Chia is fighting back. He got 80 points this week, so he's got 232. Now, I haven't looked at everyone's teams here, but I'm presuming that the people that got the 80s must have had Haaland in their team. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that the people that got the 80s must have all had Haaland in their team. It's going to be interesting because you've got an international break, and I've got a feeling, only a slight feeling, for those that have either played this game before or not played this game before, I've got a feeling that many people may use wildcards already at this early juncture, because if you look at the top 20, the top 20 is already separated by 47 points. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult to see. But you've got Marlon, Stephen Famato, Eddie M, Tot Josh, who is Josh from Spurs Live. Again, for Josh from Spurs Live, what I'm going to plug for him is he did a stream today with Radu Dragosin's brother, and it's worth a watch to see what Radu Dragosin's brother had to say. Very diplomatic in the things that he said, but he was also a previous sportsman in his own right. But he didn't play football, he played volleyball to a hot professional standard level or whatever. But it's really interesting. But if you want to go and watch it, yeah, Spurs Live, Josh's channel, go and watch that. Daniel E is 8th. Brendan Tull is 9th, and Ped Vessel is 10th. You got Kev Clark 11th, Jamie Imbers 12th, Johnny Vasco Sanchez is 13th, John Williams is 13th as well, Sahil 13th. You got Nick, who's Roundtable Talk. Sorry, no, Nick's not Roundtable Talk. You got Nick Young, who's 16th, Ben Kaufman 17th. You got Jesse, who's 18th. You got Phil Coys 19th. Robbie from Lily White Lane is 20th. And then there's a few of us there afterwards that are lagging behind that. From people in the chat, Ronsky says Ronnie is 22nd. You got Ryan, who's 23rd, who's in the chat at the moment. Mark the Sheriff is 26th, if he's still here. You've got me, I'm 28th. Scott M, 31st. Lee, WizKid, you're 35th. Rob Belchat, 41st. Destiny, 50th. What's all that? Destiny's going to have to make substitutions. And then I don't think we've got anybody else in the chat. So that's here. But that's where we are. So, yeah, it's a break for this week because there's no Premiership games. So you don't have to worry about Premiership games this week because that won't happen till the week after. Grant is here. Good afternoon, Grant. Grant, where are you? I saw you. Grant is 37th in this game, right? So that's where you all are for the fantasy. And remember, it's a week off this week from Fantasy Premier League, so you won't have to do nothing at all. Right, that brings us to the second game and the second update. And the second update is for Predict the Football. Now, Predict the Football is online. It's the same as the game that we do on a Friday. The only thing is this does goals for and goals against, right? And at the end of the day, it's about the scores that you get. And in this league, the person who's leading the league is Ed M. Ed M is leading on goal difference from Kevin Clark. I think Kevin Clark led after the second week. I've got a feeling that Side Dancer might have led after the first week, but I couldn't tell. So here, yeah, in the Predict the Prem, you have got people in there. Donna Cullen has entered, and she's lost and hasn't done a prediction. Sahil's made 8 predictions and is second from bottom. Phil Coys and Joris and Kelly Edwards and Julie Sievers have only done 1 week's worth. Colin's done 14 games. And at the moment, you need to have 30 games in order to qualify. Well, if you've played every single game, you need to have 30. So it tells you quite clearly who's doing it and who hasn't been doing it. But yeah, you've got Ed M, Kevin Clark second. The Sheriff who put a comment once he saw where he was. The Sheriff has commented a couple of times to say where he is. And Destiny is 4th, which he's telling us in the chat. Grant is 5th on goal difference from Chris Peters and Side Dancer and Ryan, because they all got 30 points, and it's all a matter of goal difference. In 9th, you've got Johnny Vasquez, who's just ahead of Quez on goal difference. Then we've got Nate Pye, who's ahead of Scott M, just on goal difference. And then we've got Ronnie, AJ, Graham, and Lee Smithy Smith, all on 27 points. And obviously, you can see Jamie Imber, then Danny, Rob Belcher, all on 25 points. Paul G, Milton on 23. Kate from Just a Goal Last First on her own on 23 points. Just a Harmless Potato. Me, Lee WizKid, all on 22 points. Then we have Tot Spurs and Kuva both on 21. And then it goes on. So you can see where you are. Right. Sorry, Grant. Are you at home, or are you around, or you're not around? Because if you are, I might send you the link and get you on, so people can see Grant I had a chat with someone today, and they were saying that Grant's a really nice fella. So if people want to see Grant, I'll try and get him on. Let me see if he's around. Bear with me a second, because I'm going to get to predictions. So it's just. Let me see. Right, Grant, are you around? Is what I want to know, because people are asking for you, and people want updates from you, mate. So just to find out if you're about, and if you are, we'll get you on. / Right, just in case you are around, I've sent you the link, Grant. Right, we'll wait and see if he responds to that. Anyway, let's have a look. Where are some of you saying? Are some of you talking about where you are? All right. Ryan says, I did my team at like 4 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Lee Whiskey says, I think I'm 35th or somewhere crappy. Ryan says, I lost on loads of points for Haaland and David. Not happy. 23rd, I'll take that. It could be worse. Rob Belcher says, since the days of Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, I've been a 49er. San Francisco was my choice for 50th birthday celebrations. Well, just to complete the triumvirate for you guys, I'm a Giants fan. I went to watch the Giants in 1989 when I was in America. It's the one, well, it's not the one and only time. But I went to America and I did 6 months out there doing the whole of the East Coast, and I went to watch the Giants play, so they were on my American football team, and I went to watch the Mets play, so they became my baseball team. So that is me on wrapping it up where you guys are. Grant says, I was stubborn and point blank refused to put Haaland in. I now regret it. Ronnie says, 22nd, not great. I was 10th last week. If you guys go to the community page, you'll see a write-up that Nate does every week. Every week, for every game week, there's a write-up in there. You go in there and you'll be able to see it. Grant says he's in a Europa spot. You're talking about hangovers now. So I hate hangovers, Ryan G. Like, it takes me 3 days for me to recover these days. If it takes you that long, don't drink. Destiny says, I'm 4th. I presume you're talking about the predictors. And here he is. Speak of the devil. It's Tony at Early Doors Football. I was telling people, Tony, that I was on yours last night. Really good show. And I've said to people, I should go and watch it. There was a few of you that were on here, that are in here today, that watched the show last night. Thank you for being there. It was, yeah, I really did enjoy it. Ryan G says, this league confused me. I got a correct score and got 3 points. Someone got the Arsenal score correct and got 7. Right. So if you score, right, so the way it works out is, right, I got the the Brentford game 3-1. I got that one spot on. So you get 5 points for a correct score. But then for the goal difference, because there was 4 goals scored, you get like 2 points for every goal you predict correct, right? But if you under predict, you lose 2 points for every goal that then comes on. So if you predicted 2-0, right, to one team, and that team ends up winning 4-3, you get 1 point for getting the right team to win. You score points for the first 2 goals they've scored, but then you minus the 3rd goal and you minus the 4th goal that they score. And then because you said naught to the other team, you minus the 3 goals that they scored as well. That's why it's different to the what predictions that I do, because the one online does goals for and goals against. So that's how it works out. But if you hover on each result, it tells you why you scored the points. So when you look at your score sheet, you hover over it and it tells you exactly why you scored the points. People saying hello to Ryan. Grant says that the chase is on for Destiny. What's he saying? An afternoon of Jose's live stream and Football Manager. Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. He's saying, Ryan is saying to Grant it was a good result for them at the weekend. Grant is saying he's going to get his laptop loaded. Fantastic. Angus is saying, Jose, can you do a combined 11 for the North London Derby? I'll be honest with you, this week, I haven't planned much this week. And the reason why I haven't planned much is because obviously it's International Week. I don't want to keep going on about Spain all the time because Spain win everything. So I've actually this week, and it started yesterday with Tony's channel on Early Doors. I'm actually visiting a few channels. So if people invite me, I'm going to go on their channels because the work then is on them and not on me. I don't have to do no work. All I do is turn up and talk, and I don't have to do any of the background work and that. So for me, I'm quite happy this week to go and visit a few. If I find time this week to do some shows, I will do. But what I intend to do is find out from Peter what time and when he's available, and I plan on doing another members show this week. The members show went really well, and I want it to. I want to do another one again because whilst it's members pay, so why not get the members on and get them to say, oh, sorry, members have got memberships because they don't all pay. Sometimes they're gifted, but you've got memberships, so why not come on and have your say and that? So I'm happy to do another member show. Right, Grant's doing that. Who else we got here? You've got Jose. I'm a Giants fan, says Mikey Romero, and then he says, and my wife is a Mets fan. Fantastic. Sorry for my excitement. Destiny says I popped in for a bit. Early doors is saying David saying it's a good channel. Yeah, it was a good stream last night. Says that the predictions game, or this one that we're talking about, sounds too complicated for a 71-year-old brain. So we got what's his Tony saying? Jose getting lazy in his old age. If I can get out of it, I will, mate. You done the show yesterday. I was happy to be on it with all of you guys. And as I said, for me, I didn't have to do any work yesterday. I just turned up. You asked me a load of questions. I turned up. You asked me a load of questions. So for me, it worked out really well. Ryan G, sorry, Ben Kaufman's here saying good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, Ben. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. So with that, we need to go to the predictions. So the predictions for the week. And here we have the predictions for this week. And I will say that the predictions for this week, we have a new leader this week. And I've just got to find it. So the predictions for this week are, where are they? Let me have a look. So the predictions for this week are as such. So the predictions for this week. So the first game ended up being a 1-1 draw, and that was between Arsenal and Brighton. And looking at this, you got Edem who got that score correct, and so did Mikey Romero. So Edem and Mikey Romero both scored 3 points for that game. And you'll see that only a few people went for the draw because Phil Coy's got a point, so did Chang, so did Paul G. Yeah. Game number 2 was Brentford 3, Southampton 1. The people that correctly predicted this was myself, David Shear, Drew Lala, Phil Coyes are the only ones that got this one correct and got 3 points. Anybody else that's in orange scored a point, i.e. they went for the score the right way, but not the correct score. Game number 3 ended Ipswich 1, Fulham 1. As you can see, there's quite a lot of white there, but you've got Kuva. Kuva got 3 points. Right, I'm going to add you, mate, but I'm just talking this and then we'll introduce you in there, right? So you've got Ryan G's got 3 points. David Clark got the correct score, got 3 points. Colin got 3 points. Paul G got 3 points. Steve D got 3 points. Nigel Pure Coys also got 3 points. So well done, the people that got 3 points. The game after that was Leicester 1, Aston Villa 2. And for that, you've got Carl Simpson scored 3. Peter Kagayas got 3. And David Clark, Adrian, Lee Wiskid, Paul G, Johnny Bethnal Green, Drula, Queen Ellie, and Mark Cousins all scored 3 points in that for that game. The next game was Wolves versus Nottingham Forest, which ended up being a 1-1 draw. Quite a bit of white there again because people went for home wins or away wins. But the people that got the draw were Destiny 5, Kuva, Ronnie, David Clark. David Clark was the third one on the bounce. Again, he got 4 on the bounce. Then you've got Queza Lee, Side Dancer, Lee Smithy Smith, Howard Ailes, Scott M, Alan Rakdos Madness, Mark Cousins, Mark Cook, Chang, and Bobby K. So well done, you guys, for predicting the 1-1 draw between Forest and Wolves. And then we go on to West Ham 1, Manchester City 3. And that was correctly predicted by Carl Simpson, Graham, Big John, David Clark, Chris Peters, Inner Hype, David Shear, Quez Ali, Ed M, Johnny Bethnal Green. Phil Coyes, Steve D, James Loves Spurs, Nigel Pure Coyes, Scott M, Alan Ratdos Madness, Mark Cousins, Scott Colliver, and Chang. So well done, you guys. For it's quite a few of you that went for that right prediction in the West Ham Man City game. The next game ended up Chelsea 1, Palace 1. And from looking at that, if memory serves me right, I know 2 people did get it. So going for the 1-1 draw. So it was a 1-1 draw. You can see there's a lot of white there. But on the second page, we have Alan Ratdos Madness and Tigaro, who both went for a 1-1 draw. And then the penultimate game was Tottenham against Newcastle, and nobody predicted the right score in that game. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people predicted a home victory, but no one had the correct score. And lastly, the last game of the weekend was Man United 0, Liverpool 3. And for that, you've got Destiny 5 got that correct. And then you have Lee Smithy Smith got that correct. They're the only 2 people that got the score line correct. Everyone else would have scored a point. So it's quite interesting. So where does that leave us? So you can't see from the first page, but this week I scored 6 points. Destiny scored 8 points. Carl Simpson scored 9. Ryan G scored 9. Kuva scored 9. Graham scored 8. Ronnie scored 8. Peter scored 6. Rob scored 4. Big John 7. David Clark, the man of the week, got 14. Adrian scored 5. Lee Wiskid 7. Chris Peters, 8. Inner Hype, 8. David Shear, 9. Julie, 4. Colin, 8. Quez Ali, 10. Side Dancer, 8. Edem, 10. Amin Korea, interesting. Amin only did 2 scores and got 2 points for it. Talk Spurs, Jamie got 4. Colin Blackshaw, 6. Adrian Chia, 3, but missed 2 of the predictions. Paul G scored 10. Raw is War scored 3. Custom Spoons, 2. Johnny Bethnal Green, 9. Drula, 10. Phil Coy's 11. Lee Smithy Smith, 10. Howard Ailes, 6. Queen Ellie, 8. Mikey Romero, 5. Sahil, 2. Steve D, 8. DJ Samuel, 6. David Williams, 5. James Love Spurs, 7. Nigel Purecoys, 10. Scott M, 11. Ian Meth, 4. Ratdos Madness, 13. So 1 point behind David. Tot Spurs, 5. Returning champ. Mark Cousins, 11. Scott Colliver, 5. Marcos Gomez, 3. Mark Cook, 8. Tigaro, 8. Chang, 10. Bobby K, 7. And Dan Coys, 5 points. So they are your point scorers for this week, which means that the league table looks like... Right, you need to forget the yellow. The yellow should be white. So anybody in green means that they've moved up the table. So we have a new leader. David Clark is at the top with 33. Chris Peters and Ryan G both moved down 1 spot each. Kuva went up to 4th. Then you got Graham, and then you got movers in Ronnie, Steve D, David Shear, Ratdos Manis, and Scott M all make the top 10. Then your 13th, you've got Inner Hype, Big John 14th, Lee Whiskid 15th. They made moves. Ed M made moves to 17th. Drula, 2 weeks he's been doing it, straight into 20th place. Carl Simpson 22nd. Nigel Pure Coys is in 26th. Phil Coys 28th. Mark Cousins into 30th. He missed a week. Queza Lee straight into 32nd. Johnny Bethnal Green, Paul G and Side Dancer 36th, 37th and 38th respectively. Mark Cook made a move to 42nd. Those in blue only entered for the first time last week, so therefore they've moved up the table, and that's Chang in 43rd, Smithy 44th. In 49th, you've got Queen Ellie, 50th Tigaro, 51st Bobby K, and in 54th, you've got Howard Hales. And then you've got Mikey Romero's gone into 56th. Amin Korea jumped to 59th. And Sahil Sanuddin is 61st because it was his first week. They are your prediction results for the week. So let me just catch up with the comments, and we have a guest. I'm really looking forward to this guest. Right. Let me have a look and see what it says here. You've got people saying afternoon, Ben. David Clark, 4 correct scores. Wow, correct. Yeah, you got 4. Early Doors saying, Drew, a long time no see. Up, you're good. Phil Coy says, g'day, scores on the doors, Jose. I've just given them out. Mikey Ramirez says, have a great day, everyone. I'm headed out. Thank you very much, Mikey. And then we've got Grant saying, I can see myself on my TV. Ah, this is weird. So, good afternoon, Grant. How are you, mate?
Have I been unmuted now?
Yes.
Oh, you should have heard the stuff I was saying about you.
Fantastic, I hope. For everyone that doesn't know Grant, Grant's a member. Grant also plays football with me on a Friday. I've known Grant for a number of years, and Grant has been in the chat. Many of you have spoken to Grant in the chat and typed to each other. I was hoping that Grant could come on Saturday, and I expected Grant to be around because he told me Friday he was going to be around. But he didn't come on, but we've got him today. So, yeah, Grant, obviously you must be buzzing, mate, because you were away at the Gooners at the Effeminates on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I would have taken. I said to you at football, I'll take a 1-1 draw, which is what we got. The red card, yeah, I can see it from both sides of the story. Rice, yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a harsh one, but rules are rules. I'll take it. When we did get that first goal, I thought we'd dominate and sort of take the 2-1 or something like that. We did have an open goal, which Yasin Ayari came on for Milner. He did have an open goal, but sort of overcooked it, so it went straight at the goalie. So I was a bit disappointed about that. But away against Arsenal, 1-1, take that all day.
Yeah.
Especially
Sorry, I've just seen a comment. Dave Clark's what's in there. Dave, right? Sorry, mate. Unlike the 2 online games that we play, which take a break this week because there's no Premiership games, with the predictions that we do on a Friday, we do the bonus weeks. So when there's no Prem games, we select other games, and it can be anything between 10 and 15 games that we select, where people get an opportunity, like we did last year, to make points up. So there is no break. On Friday, we'll be back. We'll be doing predictions. It may be League One and League Two. It might be the Scottish leagues. It might be a different league, but we will have fixtures to be completed on Friday. It's interesting because I was on Tony Early Doors Football last night, West Ham channel, with a couple of gooners there, Man United fan and myself, and we discussed the red card. I think one person on the panel felt it was harsh, but the other 4 people on the panel said it's within the laws of the game. But if it happens to you, my comments was, if it happens to your team, you're gutted. Yeah. But with the rules of the game, it's a sending off. Sorry, it's not a sending off. It's a yellow card. But because he previously had one, he got sent off. Because does he remind you of someone what he did?
No, not at all, mate. I don't know what you're chatting about.
No, kicking the ball away, doing the professional things. No, he don't remind you of anyone.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, Veltman's he knows, he's experienced, he knows how the game works. He literally drew in Rice for that. Like the first yellow card was, funny enough, on Veltman. So he knew exactly what he was doing. Fair play to Veltman for doing it, because Rice sucked in and sort of, the way he fell down as well, that was a bit dramatic. Like, come on. You got VAR around these days. That shit in itself should be yellow for the drama he caused.
Yeah, but for me, to clear something up, people were saying that João Pedro kicked the ball. Right,
he did, yeah. I don't know how that wasn't a yellow.
Okay, I'll tell you how, because in the laws of the game, he was off the pitch and so was the ball. The ball wasn't in play when he did it.
Yeah.
So that's why he never got carded, because it's stupid. The laws are arse, as they say. But he kicked that ball down the line, but was off the pitch when he did it. That's why he never received the card for that. Now, if people look at what Rice did, right, when Veltman's on the ball, right, Veltman is trying to take the quick free kick, as professionals do, and Rice was standing right in front of him. Had Rice not kicked the ball, then Rice would have got a card for not stepping away, and that yellow card would have resulted in a red.
Yeah.
But as it is, Rice, he was clever. He saw what was going on, and he sort of like touched the ball away. He done it. He knew what he was doing. He did flick that ball away. And obviously he's flicked that ball away at the point that Veltman's going already in an action to go and kick it.
Exactly.
And then obviously then Veltman's caught him. However, had he not done that and Veltman's gone for the kick, if he just kicks the ball at Rice, Rice gets a yellow card for not stepping away. So either way, Rice would have got a card. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I think Veltman tried to make a point to take it quick to sort of show he was in the way.
Yeah,
like I don't think he intentionally meant to take it quick. Like he really didn't. Because the way he like lobbed his leg, there was no way he's taking that quick. But it was proving a point, and just the way Rice sort of went down like he did, I was just like, oh come on, mate. That's something I would do.
The other thing, speaking on the show yesterday, one of the fellas that's on the show has refereed before to quite a high level, and he said what people need to understand is that referees are assessed by the Premier League or the Association of Referees, whoever it is, at every game. So every game in the Premiership, Championship, League One, League Two, even National League and all that, you're assessed, right? And you
Yeah.
get scored. You get scored for what you've done in the game, what you might have missed, or did you referee it properly? So if the referee had let that go, the referee would have probably been docked points, so to speak. And if you get docked enough points for missing things, then you get taken off the list for next week's games. And it's their livelihood. If they're Premiership referees, they want to be getting a game every week. Now, if you haven't refereed properly, then you're asked to step down, and it means you don't get paid. So at the end of the day, he was forced by the letter of the law to issue that card. But by the letter of the law, he got it right. Simple as.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't see how you could have done it any different. There's no way of going around about it. It's just, it is what it is. And obviously, being at Arsenal, it's going to put more pressure on the ref being at home and that. But like I say, he's doing his job. Even Chuggu said, I can't do anything about it. Have your yellow. There's obviously 2 yellows. So yeah, I can understand from both sort of teams and that. And it's like they said on Sky Sports earlier about common sense. It's common sense, but it's common sense with rules that we're sticking to. So you can't change. Because if we don't stick to the rules, they then moan about not sticking to the rules in the first place. So it's sort of like, yeah, that's just how it is. So take advantage of it, which we did. Just a shame we didn't sort of capitalise and get the win. But 7 points from 9, can't complain about that at all. Because you're somewhere down there.
Yeah, you happy with the business that you've done?
Yes, and no. I wanted one more centre back because we've got. I mean, depth wise at centre back, it's not great. We've got Igor, who's massive, but he can't run. And obviously Lewis Dunk's getting on a little bit pace wise. You know, he's not going to be there all the time. Van Hecker's sort of our only sort of hope. As long as they don't get injured, we should be all right. So, but business wise,
if them three are out, Grant, so we get a bit more understanding. If them 3 are out, who's your centre backs?
Me. I mean, good question, really, because we don't. That's the problem. We don't. It'll have to be like the under-21 sort of.
But Veltman's
that's the worrying thing.
Veltman played at centre half for Ajax, didn't he?
You got Belieber who can play there as well. Who's on more of a DM.
He's your defensive midfielder, Belieber, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Hinsel could play there, but he's more of a winger, like a sort of wing back sort of play. So we have got versatility in the team. So it's not the end of the world, but I just personally would have wanted one more sort of centre back to sort of just have that solidarity in the back, especially with games like Man City and that coming up.
Tell us about your young manager, because everyone was like, who? He's 31 years old.
Fabian.
He's having to coach people that are older than him and stuff like that. He's coaching people that are not far younger than him, How's it been watching him and stuff? What's he brought to Brighton? De Zerbi?
So,
is he the same?
The way that Tony Bloom does things, he sticks with his philosophy. The way we sort of, the way we play football is very similar to how De Zerbi played, which is what he looks for. You could have the greatest manager in the world, but if it's not the football that he plays like we do, it would not work. Hence why I think we even were after your Ange Postecoglou. Funny enough, I only found this out earlier on today, watching a YouTube clip. But the way we do things is very similar to what Fabian does. And Fabian, he played for Bayern Munich when he was a kid. He had a really bad injury, and I think that put him off football. So he thought, I'll go down the coaching role. And he's literally got all his badges, this, that, and the other, completed it. Just went on to start lower league. And obviously us being Brighton, we don't look at the big names. We go below that, look sort of grassroots sort of way things are. And obviously he was on our shortlist and went for it. Though I've watched a couple of like behind the scene clips, and the way he talks is very mature for his age as a coach. You don't see him as a manager. I suppose you just see him as a coach because he's so like interactive with the players and the way he talks. It's probably a good thing in a way, not having like your big name sort of like going down. Like Erik ten Hag, you sort of look at him and you think, yeah, he's a big name, but it just shows it's not all about obviously the profile in itself. It's down to the manager. Like our team against his team on last week, our team cost the amount Anthony costs, like just one player. It just shows like if you've got that, like, you know, what's the word, dynamics in there, you got it, sort of thing. So I was a bit nervous because obviously being only 31 and never being in the Premier League and only sort of like managed the Bundesliga 2 team, it's quite a step up. Like, who does that? But he's proven at the moment. I mean, we've got a little bit of luck our way, but as long as it keeps going, I can't see why we'll finish top 10 the way we are. I mean, even Europe I'll be happy with. But yeah, top 10 all day. As long as we stay injury free.
so you got a lad that plays for you called Danny Welbeck, right?
Young lad, wonder kid.
Danny Welbeck. I said yesterday on a show yesterday that I was on, I said Brighton, they got Danny Welbeck who knows his way around the football pitch, and he's still doing it. He's still sourcing it. If he wants, he's still sourcing it at 33, 34 years of age. He's still sourcing it for Brighton. Where is your Evan Ferguson? Because Evan Ferguson is not needed. He's not needed when you've got Danny Welbeck and you've got João Pedro playing in the hole.
He is coming back from a long-term injury. He is in the Irish lineup. Well, in the team sheet, like they've announced for is it the Nations League? I think.
Yeah.
He's actually in that. He is training. It's just been a long process. The way it's been, like we wrapped him up like cotton wool because he's like glass at the moment. So it's sort of just easing him back in. And obviously, the way things are at the moment, why sort of change that when we're doing like how we are, sort of thing. So don't worry, he is okay. He is wanted by Chelsea, obviously, but no, we're keeping with him. I think for now, it's just integrating him back. It's a bit like Solly March. Like I've seen videos of him training, and he's been out for nearly a year now, and I don't see why he's not in the team. But it's just the way we've got the depth now, so we sort of don't rush him back. It's not sort of thing. Right. So he is around. Don't put him in your fantasy team just yet, though.
I wouldn't put him in the fantasy team anyway. I'm more impressed with Danny Welbeck in all fairness, because Danny Welbeck he played against Man U the other week, who he used to play for. Yeah. And he played well. And he played against the Gooners, who he used to play for, and he played really well. And Danny Welbeck last season, I thought, played really well as well, scored goals for you and that, links up the play, does all the dog work, the hard work and that. Yeah. And he does all the hard yards. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just think he's a godsend for you guys. And obviously, with you lot are buying youth as well, which a lot of your players that have come in are youth, very young players. To have old heads like Milner, Dunk, Welbeck in your team, Solly March when he comes back, you know, to have all these older heads, you know, and when you had last season, you had Pascal Gross there as well. You had Adam Lallana up till not so long ago as well. To have all these old heads amongst these youngsters, it must be really, really good. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy I'm happy in what I see Brighton doing. I know that I'm not going to hear the end of it because I see you all the time. So I won't hear the end of it. You, Kieran, and all the others, all you Brighton boys, will keep giving it to me. So, So, but you're happy. Did you watch any of the other football?
I watched the first half of Liverpool Man United, and as soon as them 2 goals went in, I thought I can't see Man U come back, so turned it off. Looked on flash scores, it was 3-0, and I thought I'm definitely not need to turn that back on.
You probably didn't have. If you didn't watch it, then you must not have had any fantasy players from Man United or Liverpool in your team. Then
I had Garnacho, but I've completely subbed him out. I made the biggest, like I said on my comment earlier, I was adamant because Haaland was like 15 mil. I was like, I ain't spending that on him. Like, he's not that much. Like, he's not worth it. I was like adamant not to put him in my team. And obviously getting like hat tricks and assists, I'm just like, I've got to completely change my team now to fit him in, and that's going to cost me points. So I've got to bite the bullet at some point, get the robot in, because you can't not, can you? Really.
Like I said, I don't know if you heard what I said earlier about the fantasy when I showed the scores earlier, but I've got a feeling that with the international break going on now, because you don't know who's going to come back fit and whatever, right? So everyone's going to wait. But I've got a feeling that people will be using some of them chips that you get in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet if I look at the Fantasy Football League or the Premier League or whatever website in the game leading up to the fourth games, not the week next weekend, but the weekend after, I've got a feeling that we're going to see, you know, when they do the top 5 bought in or whatever and the top 5 sold.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that Haaland might be in that top 5 bought in.
Without a doubt, mate. Without a doubt. Like, I just, with the free, is it the free hit? I think it is. I don't want to use it too early because obviously once like Christmas hits and all these like fixture clashes with the cups and stuff, that's when I'm really going to need it.
Yeah, but hold on, when you're saying the free hit, are you talking about changing your lineup for free?
Well, is it one where you can change unlimited transfers or something?
Yeah, unlimited transfers. Yeah, because you got 2 different ones. You got that one, but you get another chip after the 29th of December.
Oh, okay.
So you get you get 2 chips a season for doing that, or you get the wild card where you can change your team, unlimited transfers. You can change your team for 1 week only, but then it reverts back to the team that you had.
Yeah,
right? So there's different ones that you can look at. So is that the only football you watched? Didn't watch any other games? Didn't watch any of the Saturday games?
I caught up on match of the day. Watched like the Everton Bournemouth because that was brilliant to watch. To be fair, I had Gillette Sock Saturday on, and I was just watching that. And yeah, just seeing the downfall of Everton is quite something. To go 2 up and bottle it and lose 3-2. I mean, I do feel for Everton, but it's so good to see. They're going to have the biggest stadium in the Championship, without a doubt. It's going to be great.
I feel for Everton, and
I do. What
Dyche has got to do. It's the mismanagement above that's gone on for a while now at that club, and then people say they want our beloved chairman out of the club, and he doesn't mismanage the way that Everton's have been mismanaged. So at the end of the day, it's going to be quite difficult for them. He's the right man. Because people are talking about yesterday, people were talking about David Moyes, them going back in for David Moyes if Dyche goes. But I feel they've got the right man at the helm there. But they haven't invested, have they? They haven't invested in their team because they've got the sale of the club hanging over their heads, and then they've also got they're building this new stadium at Bramley Dock, aren't they? So it's quite difficult.
I mean, having Dominic Calvert-Lewin staying there is a massive bonus for them. I mean, is it Beto? He hasn't really hit the ground running just yet. Obviously, selling Onana, you would have thought you'd have spent that money, like, sort of thing. Because, like I say, Sean Dyche is good with like having not great resources, isn't he? So, like I say, changing manager would be stupid right now. But this is Everton, so anything can happen. But yeah, the only thing I will miss as well, because obviously I've done Everton away a couple of times, and it's quite nice to have the Liverpool and Everton sort of like being so close to each other. That's that's sort of a characteristic you don't really get in like round football stadiums these days, which I think will be a shame. But yeah, fair play to them for getting this stadium. It does need it. Like in the away end, when I went, there's just concourse is shocking. It's small, it's grubby. The seats are wooden. And it's obviously you don't see it anyway, but it's just so old-fashioned. They do need a stadium, but it would just be a shame it would be the biggest one in the Championship.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Now you've watched the first 3 games of the season, the first 3 games have been played. I don't know how much football you've been watching because I know that you work certain shifts, right? But from the football that you've watched so far, right? Who are the bottom 3 for you now? If you had to say right now, who are the bottom 3?
Right now, Everton, Southampton. Forest, maybe.
Okay, so you've got Ipswich and Leicester staying up, have you?
Oh, actually, no. Ipswich go just 17th.
Okay, so Leicester are the ones that are getting the points deduction, so you're having them to stay up, are you?
If I didn't know about the deduction, no.
Okay, so who are the 3 from what you've seen so far then? Because Everton survived with the 2 sets of deductions last year. So if you think that Leicester will survive with the deduction, that's fine. So
because they've got Facundo Bonanotte, our star wonder kid over there, they're going to keep him up. Of course they are. He's the new Vardy.
He's the new Vardy, he says. Oh my god.
Yeah, they could go down. It'll be a battle. It'll be a tough battle. How many points they getting deducted?
We don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
No, we don't know yet.
If it's like 3 or 6, they'll be right. But if it's like a 12, it might be a bit more of a push. But it just depends on other teams around them, doesn't it? But yeah, Ipswich are they've got. I look at Ipswich how we looked like steady, like in the first 3 games, we was a bit like, oh, we're not used to this sort of thing. But they've made some good signings. Had a few fall through, but that's expected. So it'll be very. I think it'll be a good. I don't think it'll be sort of bottom 3. That's it, done by sort of February time. I do think it'll go down to the wire, which will be good. It'll be nice.
Because I haven't spoken to you outside of this, so just to make that clear to everyone, I'm speaking to you now because you're on the show. Because we don't even talk this much on a Friday night because we're normally on a.
We're too busy kicking each other.
Yeah, no. I don't kick you. You kick me. Right. So we're usually on opposing teams, but who's the top 4 for you from what you've seen in the first 3 games?
Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. I'm not saying you. I'm saying you're 5th. Who's the other top? I don't even know top 6 now. You put me on the spot. Who's the other good team? You got obviously Man City, Arsenal will be up there. Liverpool will be up there. It won't be Chelsea. You might float that top spot. I don't think Villa will. They won't.
Top spot. Thanks a lot, Grant. Cheers.
No, you ain't top spot, mate.
You just said you might flirt with that top spot, and I was like, cheers,
you
Grant.
That 4th spot.
Oh, okay.
On goal difference.
Your Wordsworth first spot, and I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. No. I reckon you'll get 5th, but on goal difference.
Okay. So who's going to come 4th then on goal difference?
That's who I'm trying to think who it would be.
You said it's not going to be Chelsea. You said it won't be Villa.
No, might be Man United. They seem to pick things up towards the end. Like they always start off rubbish. Like we beat them last season, first game of the season. It took them a while. They might get their stuff sorted by then. So I reckon you two will be battling out. I reckon.
So you said earlier you think Brighton will be in the top 10, right? That's where you think you'll end up.
I'd take that.
And you take getting into Europe as well, if you could.
Yeah, that'll be like the sort of cherry on top. And anything like even Europa League conference, just to go to Uzbekistan, somewhere random like that would be good. I mean, like any sort of European football is money, and it sort of plus is a reputation for your club, which attracts players. So Europa, I think we were too big for our boots in that. I'm not going to lie, because I sort of forgot that your Champions League teams go down from that. But now it's the league phase. It's a different ball game where you haven't got the Champions League teams going into that. So you got more of a chance. And obviously with the league as well, you've definitely got more of a chance of staying in it. So I'll take Europa Conference. Europa Conference, I think we'll have more chance of sort of succeeding at. But obviously the money's not as great and it doesn't attract the players that you want. But obviously we spent a lot of money, so we don't really need to spend anymore.
But you attracted players without having Europe, so
it just shows if we did have it.
You signed players like Wiffa. Wiffa was on a lot of people's radars, but you ended up getting him. The left back, Kalagoglu, he was on the radar of a few clubs, and you ended up getting him as well. So you've bought some players in there. I mean, you still got to gel them all in, because you bought 8 or 9 players, 10 players, I don't know.
Yeah.
You bought loads. You got to gel them all into your team squad, whatever have you. And they haven't all appeared yet because you got that Garuda that you bought that hasn't played either.
Yeah, Garuda. Yeah. I was quite surprised. I thought he'd be on the Carabao Cup sort of team sheet. Wasn't, which I was quite shocked about. I have no idea what's going on there. Don't mind my cat. Just walking over. I was quite surprised. I wanted to see him sort of. Is that sort of, integrating into the team you would put him in a Carabao Cup against Crawley? I was quite surprised about Matt O'Reilly starting though. I thought that was quite a bold move, and then that didn't end well, did it? So,
how long's he out for? Do you know? They said
he's got to have an ankle surgery, so probably about 3 months, at least. He's got ankle surgery, ligament damage. It was a shocking tackle, that. Really shocking.
You got a few people in the chat saying David Clark has said Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Brighton are finished.
I like David Clark. He knows. He's got it.
Ed M is saying 4th Brighton.
So is Ed M. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. He says. Then you've got Ryan saying to you that you need to stick your chest out and say Brighton. Here we go. Right. He says get your chest out, Grant, and say Brighton.
Oh, wrong one.
Get your chest out and say Brighton is what they're all saying to you, mate. So
Oh no.
Angus says that your best buy for you is Matt O'Reilly. He's unbelievable. I'm so sad that he's injured.
Yeah.
When Matt's back, he says that when Matt's back, he will be one of the best midfielders in the league. And Destiny says that you'll finish 6th or 7th for him.
I'll take that all day. Honestly, I'll take it. Take it. Because you obviously other teams like your Chelsea's, your Aston Villas, they're always going to be up, and your Newcastles, they're always going to be up that sort of area, which are always going to bat out. I remember when we got 6th place, like it was like you say, like you've got your sort of your top 6, your 6th to 11th, your 11th to 15th, and then you're like, yeah, it's like a mini league. It was, and that's how I see it's going to be towards the end.
I see the league condensing myself because, as I said, if you heard me say earlier, Grant, I think that
you could
the league is that strong, right? That it's difficult to get 3 points against anybody, and if you get 3 points, you've done really well. Do you know what I mean? To get 3 points against anyone in this league, and on their day, anybody in this league can beat anybody.
Oh, God,
it's quite,
well,
we've seen results in the past. Anyone can beat anyone. So, to me, if you don't beat someone or you draw, and the fan base starts going mad, oh, but we didn't win and we were shit, and or oh, we only got a draw, bro. Listen, to get 3 points in this league is hard work. It doesn't matter who. Would you say that as well, or not?
I did totally agree. Like last year, Luton away, for example, we were like, that's 3 points in the bag without even kicking a ball. 2 minutes later, we're 2-0 down. It's like you can't take things for granted in this league at all. Even Palace getting a draw against Chelsea, I thought that was a good result for them. To be fair, us beating Man United, it is literally like dog eat dog. Anything can happen. I mean, Ipswich won it scoring against Man City, like in the first, was it 7th minute? Yeah. Obviously, that you can see that the change was going to happen, but to even just score against them and catch them on the break and that, it's so tight now. It's scarily tight, not like you used to. Yeah, and obviously all the teams are changing. Like your Man Uniteds aren't like where they were, and they're not going to be anymore for a while, I don't think. And then you've got upcoming teams like ourselves that are trying to push, sort of overtake them. Yeah, it's so tight. So yeah, anybody could beat anybody on their day, which is why I don't like Super 6 because I'm rubbish at it. But I'm good at your prediction, Lee, for some reason. So I'll take that.
Fantastic. Right, I have to shoot in 10 minutes, so I'm not going to keep you much longer because I have to go to Bexhill College. The home,
did you find a +1?
The home of Chelsea Academy, which is quite surprising because where we play, Chelsea's Academy, play down there, and the college is sponsored by Chelsea, and they run the teams down there. But yet we live, the nearest club, Premier League club to us, is of course your beloved Brighton, who are 33 miles away. And Brighton haven't got an academy. It's just unbelievable that Brighton don't have an academy down in their own area, and that actually a really good complex, because it's magnificent where we play, isn't it?
I think we do. We do have like soccer schools. Like Eastbourne, I think our nearest one is though. Might have one in Hastings.
But what I'm saying is where we live, we don't have it. It's Chelsea that have got the monopoly down where we are. And the facilities that we play at, it's absolutely impressive. We've got a top draw 4G pitch that we play on, haven't we?
Oh, it's like carpet.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, it's just weird that you've got Chelsea down there and not Brighton at where we go and play. So I'm playing. I'm going to have to leave in about 10 minutes to go and play. So it's kind of a segue in. On Friday night, Grant, we weren't on opposing teams, were we?
We weren't. The first thing I looked at on the team sheet was, am I on Jose's team? And I was a bit gutted. But then I thought, at least he won't walk off injured. And I thought we played unreal. Like they sat so deep, like them Darks. It was unreal. I just you literally just on them. Scott obviously being injured did help. I wanted to get more forward, but I wasn't having a good day. I did a couple of good tricks though.
Yeah.
So did you. You floored 2 people. Jose put 2 people on their asses. It was so good to watch.
Did Jose score?
Did you score?
Yeah. I remember the one where I've gone running in and then I hit it with the left foot, and it's gone the other way of the goalkeeper. Did Jose get the 3 assists?
He did get the 3 assists. He was the star boy. He was.
So there you go.
Your skills around 2 of the top players to put them on their put one of them on their asses, one make laugh. Everybody loved it, mate. That's what you get when you don't play a game before.
Yeah. So yeah, I've decided that I don't give my body enough rest because I play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And playing 2 games on a Friday, I don't give my body rest. So last week's the first time I've ever done it where I didn't play the Wednesday, and I dropped out of the earlier game on the Friday, and I'm dropping out of the earlier game on Friday again. I'm just playing the one game. I'm playing tonight, and then obviously Wednesday I've put my name down, but whether I play or not is another matter because I'm thinking to myself, well, could I get away with playing Wednesday and then playing Friday if I'm only playing 1 game? But we love playing football when we get to play on a Friday. It's a good crack, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah. Like I wanted to join you on the Monday one, but I played Friday. I then went swimming yesterday morning and played golf, and I thought I need to.
I saw your pictures of the golf.
Don't ignore the video.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure about your teeing off. If that was you teeing off, I was like, hold on, he's not arching properly, is he? So, and I think you were. Did you scuzz the ball? Was it a low ball one? Because you kind of you look down as when you're looking at it, and I thought to myself, he obviously hasn't hit that one up in the air.
It was the first time I've done that. So it's my sister's boyfriend's a pro, semi-pro, and his parents own Highwoods. So he was like, just come down and hit some balls, and I was like, I'll give it a go.
Matt's. Oh no, is it Matt?
Yeah, Matt Andrews.
Yeah, what? His parents own Highwoods. Oh mate, well listen. If we need to get a game down in them, mate. You need to sort it out so we can get a game down.
Yeah. I might have to just do like 9 holes though, because I think I might be a while.
Oh no,
it might be dark.
No. I'm absolutely shit myself. Don't worry about it. I've never played golf. I've played golf a couple of times in my life, and my family completely put me to shame. And I just whack the ball as hard as I can, and it goes past the hole. Because I can drive the ball, like when I'm going for the hole or the green, I can drive the ball 100 yards past that green.
Yeah.
As well, I just put his power into it.
I'll tell you what, though, Nikki can hit a driver.
There's no finesse.
Nikki can hit a driver though. I'll tell you that. She can get right old ping on that. She was pretty good. But I might stick to football for now.
Fair enough. Well, we've got another. I've got a few minutes to go. If you want, people in the chat, show your appreciation to Grant. If you want to ask Grant any questions, put them in now, and Grant will answer them for you.
I better have a look, can't I?
So no, I can tell you when they come, if they ask you a question, I'll bring it up on screen. And you can ask Grant whatever you want. What you got here? You've got Johnny Bethnal Green saying, hello. Johnny Vasco says, afternoon, Jose and Grant. I hope you're well, mate.
Afternoon.
Steve D says, golf is hard. I'm off 10 just now. Steve, I would be off 1 million. I don't play golf. I'd be off 1 million.
You need to give me a day in advance, I think, to get on the round the course, I think.
It doesn't matter. Let's just go and play with the fun of it, because we're both going to be as bad as each other. Really, honestly, because I saw your shot, and I think I can hit. I think I can hit the ball without p-rolling it with a wood. I
did so many of them. I did so many top spins. I meant to do that, really. Just dribbled.
Angus has got a question for you. He says to you, Grant, who's the best centre back in the league currently?
Ooh. Currently,
yeah.
I can tell you one that I'd love to see do well, and that's that Bournemouth one. That they're number 2. He came on for him against Everton. I don't know his name. He comes from
Dean Hussein from Juventus.
Yeah, youngster, Spanish.
Yeah, Hussein, Dean Hussein from.
I would like. I would like. I can't obviously. I don't know best current centre back at the moment, but for him, he was one funny enough on Football Manager I looked at, and I thought, he'd be good. And to see him actually come over to the Premier League, it'll be a good test. And I really do hope. I was gutted that we didn't sign him, because I think he could be something special.
So you got players like Van Dijk. You got players like you got players like Diaz.
I mean, Lewis Dunk's
like,
ball through to Minter was class.
You got Gvardiol. You've got Romero. You've got Van der Ven. There's not many more centre backs that I can think of in the league that are any good.
Lewis Dunk, possibly. Lewis Dunk can pick out a pass though, but
no, I've done that on purpose.
I like Mickey Van der Ven.
Yeah, but I've done that on purpose because I know Angus has asked you the question, and I know what Angus wants you to say. So that's why I've not mentioned. No, so that's why I've not mentioned any of the Arsenal centre backs because I know what he wants you to say. He wants you to say
Joel Veltman.
No, he wants you to say Saliba. Steve D.
He's on my fantasy team.
Steve D. reckons Van Dijk is looking the best again, and Ryan G is saying good. Saliba or Van Dijk. And Angus is saying, do not put Romero seriously in the conversation. All right, we'll drop out Romero, but Van der Ven walks into any team in the Premiership. End of. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, I'll take him.
There you go. There you go, Angus. There's your answer for you. Would you take Van der Ven at Arsenal, Angus? I bet you'll just say no just for the sake of it. You know that you want Mickey Van der Ven. Everyone wants a bit of Mickey Van der Ven. Van der Ven. Mickey Van der Ven. Right. I don't think there's many other questions. Is there any more questions coming in? Oh, you got Sava here from Football Heritage TV, and he says VDV does not walk into City or Arsenal.
No, fair point. Very fair point.
He's on the bench. And Angus says he'd rather have Gabriel over VDV.
Oh, your Mickey Van der Ven's been dropped as well, hasn't he, from Netherlands?
No, he's or
is he injured?
Yeah, he's injured. He didn't play yesterday against Newcastle. He's injured, so he's taken himself out of the squad.
Oh, I see. Because he's been replaced by.
So we haven't been told. We haven't been told exactly what the injury is and what he's got. We've been told it's a minor injury. I did say yesterday that if he's dropped out and he's not played for Newcastle and it's a minor injury and he's expected to be back for the Arsenal weekend, I said I'd find it difficult if he then joined up with the international squad, right? But obviously he's dropped out the international squad today. So
yeah, because Paul Van Heck has had the call up. I think it's basically like a like-for-like swap. So it'd be good.
Van Hecker, well. Van Hecker from Brighton has been called up instead of Van der Ven. Okay.
Yeah, that's basically the swap. So which is good for him.
And then you've got Sava saying they're superb at the back, those two clubs. I love VDV, but I want to see him play in a normal back four before I put him above the top class centre backs. And then Angus is saying, who's the second best manager in the Premier League after Pep?
I want to say somebody beginning with M and then ends it with an A, like Mikel something. Don't know his name. Who's the best manager in the Premier League after Pep? All time or this season? There you go.
I think Angus tries to get everyone.
Does he try and bait? Does he?
Angus tries to get everyone to answer an Arsenal. He wants the answer to be something to do with Arsenal, so to speak. So he's asking you who's the second best manager in the Premier League after Pep. If you don't say Arteta, you're going to be completely wrong because
there's going to be riots.
Yeah, there's not riots. You'll be completely wrong because he wants to.
If I don't say Mikel Arteta, he's unsubscribing, isn't he?
I don't know. He kind of speaks. He speaks to me in Spanish because he's very fluent. He's fluent in Spanish, Angus. So.
That was he.
Right. Look, there he goes. Como me sabes? He goes, Jose, you know me well in Spanish. So there you go.
Big up Angus and his Spanish chat.
Yeah, and Savas reminding Angus also said Arsenal signing Mbappe, Zupimendi, and Gyökeres.
Oh, that was one that got away for us. Gyökeres, blimey.
Bader is saying. VDV is an excellent defender who's a victim of this system, but Gabriel is currently the better player overall. So, Gabriel, sorry. Destiny 5 is saying he's having to Google Translate. Do you know what, Angus? Class. Angus, you should know Sava better. Sava keeps receipts on absolutely everything. So if you're asking Sam to let that one go, you're moronic, mate, because he keeps receipts on absolutely everything. He remembers everything that was said, the date, the time, and the whole lot. So if you said that, then mate, there's no getting out of it for you. and he says, yeah, look, I know. Sam was laughing, but missed it. Angus says, I know. And Ryan is letting him know that you're never going to live the Mbappe one down. There you go. But listen, Grant, thank you for coming on. I've got to get ready to go and play football.
My pleasure. I'd love to come back on again at some point. It's been good.
Yeah. I thank you for coming on, and yeah, it'll be good when we play Brighton and that, get you on and get you inside. I mean, I know you because I play football with you or against you.
Yeah.
So I get to see a bit more than what the crowd do. But since you've been coming on the channel and putting your comments in, I thought it'd be nice for people to see who you were and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so thank you very much.
It's a nice little community you've got. I quite like it. When you first said, "Oh, here we go," with one of these another YouTube channels, but when you actually get into it and then look at the chat and you talk, and like, I genuinely thought it's just going to be Spurs orientated. I was like, "Oh, here we go, Spurs." But no, fair play. Big up to the chat. Keeping it neutral. I like it.
We do get people from other clubs, you know, because you've been in the chat before. We do get people from other clubs, and as I said, yeah, if people remain,
I think it's good. It's good to get sort of different views from other football fans, and it's all, like I say, it's all in good spirit. I love it. I think it's good. It's class. You got me hooked.
Yeah. And Sava, we covered that earlier. I turned around to Savas, just said, "Did you know about this? About Osin going to Galatasaray?"
Oh, is it?
Ooh. Yeah, Victor Osin.
I know he was like he was basically been taken away from like Napoli, and that wasn't like training with the squad or anything. Basically, just to sit and do nothing and get paid for it.
Yeah, so
everybody ends up going to Turkey, don't they?
I've been working all day today, Sava. So I said at the start of the stream that I just went to the television quickly when I finished work, just before coming on, and I put put Sky Sports on quickly, and it was on there. And then when I came on to the show, I turned around and said, "How's Tottenham's luck? We draw Galatasaray in the Europa League, and now they've just had Osimhen signed for them." but they've also got a lot of fellow Tottenham players at that club as well. So bring on Galatasaray.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be good.
So
and then Jose going back to Man United, isn't he, or something? No, back to Spurs, isn't it?
Who?
With Fenerbahce. Is it Fenerbahce and Man United, isn't it? I think.
No. Fenerbahce have got Man U.
Yeah, Jose going back to Old Trafford. That'd be quite something.
Yeah, but
Zaha gone to Lyon as well.
Yeah, he went on loan to them, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but tonight the Saudis closes tonight. I think the Turkish league is still open for another couple of weeks. I'm hoping. I don't know whether you need to get rid of any more players at Brighton, but I'm hoping that Reguilón finds his way out to. Oh, look, Sava's just said it as I said it. He says that Reggie's going to Besiktas. So look out for that one. As I said, I think it closes in a couple of weeks' time. And for me, he's the last player that we need to try and get out the door.
Because I bet Angus got a bit worried because Trossard was on their radar. They were going to pay 35 million. I saw this morning.
They bid from today and they've
rejected, didn't they? Yeah, I don't blame them.
But you don't have anyone that you need to that Brighton are looking to get rid of to go to.
No, because we got rid of Gilmore. We didn't get rid of. He wanted to go to Napoli, which is fair enough because of the Conte sort of link. Probably Jakob Moda. I mean, because obviously Matt O'Reilly's now injured, we sort of need Moda now in that centre mid sort of spot. But he was probably one that I wouldn't have minded to go, as much as I love him. Yeah, but because who did we get? Somebody else went. Mohamed Dahoud went to Stuttgart. No, Frankfurt. Sorry, Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht Frankfurt. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So that was a good one for us because he wasn't doing anything. So
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm quite happy.
Good. Well, listen. Thank you everyone for watching. Grant, thank you for being on, and thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
For your
it's
comments.
Been a pleasure.
And if you hang on, then I can say goodbye to you in the back. All right.
Yeah, mate. No problem. I'll stay.
Right, thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Have a really good day. Have a really good week, and I shall catch up with you all soon. Come on, you Spurs, in the big Ange.
Seagulls.